We need to address this issue because it's been happening already too often in Benidorm and beyond it.
For the longest time, we thought whether to talk about this issue or not. We've given these buses many options, but up until now, nothing has changed. It became even worse. So today on our channel, we will let you know the entire truth. And maybe with these videos, finally the company will do something about it. Benidorm is a green pioneer of smart European tourism. It receives so many awards about inclusive tourism. But at the end, this is not true at all. Don't get me wrong, Benidorm is an incredible city. We love it absolutely, and we are here on a daily basis. It is accessible on its beach line, in the old town, traditional city center. Everywhere you go, Benidorm is accessible. But whenever you want to spend the time on the beach and then maybe just head down anywhere else to a nearby village, to just travel along Benidorm from one side to the other with a public transport such as a bus, that's when the real issue actually comes. There's plenty of tourists, thousands and hundreds of thousands visitors each year, not including the locals, and the bus is an absolute issue right now. Benidorm's buses are plenty. There are some that are just Benidorm ones, and then others like the bus number 10, which is a bus that connects Benidorm, Alfaz del Pi, and Altea. This bus is widely used by tourists and locals. Tourists use it to actually walk around Altea, Albir, Alfaz, enjoy and explore nearby villages, and discover cultural and touristic locations. However, this time, these buses went too far. For the longest time ever, we've been seeing numerous issues with these buses. And we'll let you know what exactly is happening.
This is something that is happening to all of us. How many of you, write down in the comments, are actually taking the bus, and when you're standing on the bus stop, all of a sudden you see the bus that you were waiting for 20 minutes, half an hour. It's there. You grab your card or the money and it just flies past you and just says, nope, not gonna take you. Or how many times have you been waiting for an hour on the bus stop and it just never shows up? Showing up late on the hours that do not correspond, or not even showing up at all. And afterwards, obviously, going full without the actual capacity of get more people from other bus stops that are still waiting for the next bus to come. And then 4 of them show up in a row, 2 or 3 of them do not open the doors whatsoever, and then just 1 of them does it and lets everyone in so that a giant crowd would be inside of the bus with actually a possibility to sit down and travel comfortably. But this, even though it is an issue due to which locals are coming late to jobs and schools, is also something, especially in the peak summer seasons, that should not be happening. People are outside a lot of the time. The sun is shining. People might get dehydrated, and waiting on the sunshine for an hour, it's just not an option. So lately, and this has been happening for around 6 months, maybe even more from now, which we did not really talk about because we were giving a chance for them to change things. But seeing that it's even getting worse, no chances any longer. People deserve to know, if they want to be fair and square, fix the bus lines next to Benidorm town.
These are issues, but not only this. Obviously, there might be things that do not depend on us. There's some kind of traffic jam or something's going on. Someone went sick and couldn't arrive to their workplace. We get it. But what we do not get is something that we've been hearing from our subscribers actually. Just today in the morning, one of our subscribers, and if you're watching this video, hi, and this is for you, hopefully, we will help with this issue, or at least the local government and the company will know that this has been spread and the word has been spread. So hopefully they'll fix this situation and talk with these bus drivers. But it is something that is affecting all those who need an extra assistance to get onto the bus. We're speaking about wheelchair users. We're speaking about families with small children that are using buggies. And normally when it is the case, the bus driver has to open up the middle door. Why is the case? Let me explain. First of all, because usually whenever you take a public bus here in Benidorm or in general in our region, whenever you take a public bus, you have to go through the front door, which is what people are doing, as you can see right now on the screen. You're heading through the front door. If a buggy is quite small and you can fit, then obviously you can use the front door. But if it is something slightly bigger, or if it's wide enough so that it wouldn't fit through the small walkway, like a hallway, then you need to use obviously these doors, which it actually shows that it is for these purposes. There's even, oh my goodness, there's even labels out there. How is that even possible? There's even labels. And still they continue to do what they are doing. What they do is that people need to press a button, push a button, or if a bus driver obviously sees you, he needs to open the middle door and help you to get inside, especially in case of wheelchair access. You press the button, they have to go out, they have to put a ramp for you and help you get inside of the bus, which it never happens. Rarely happens. We've seen a couple of bus drivers do so, but lately, I'm not sure what is going on. They hate their job so much. Something's happening, but they do not help people any longer, sadly. And it is especially on the bus number 10 line. There's plenty of bus stops in Benidorm, as these ones right here, as you can see. And a lot of the times, some drivers are helpful, but others do not help at all. We've seen not only wheelchair access cases, when the bus driver just completely ignores you are waiting for him to help you and just closes the door and goes away. And you just are left there on the bus stop without getting onto a bus and in a complete shock. This is what actually is going on in a lot of cases. This right here on the screen right now is the footage that we filmed whenever we tried the Benidorm Altea bus. Back in the day when we went out of the pandemics, we still had to wear masks in the public transport and in some other closed spaces. But this is when we've showed you guys here on the channel a complete video about how to get the bus tickets and how to get from Benidorm to Altea by bus number 10. All the stops and the overall route where it was heading. Back in those days, we did not have such a big of an issue, although I must say that especially people with children's buggies tends to have quite a lot of issues with these. Just recently, a couple of days ago, we've seen a lady that was by herself with a baby's buggy. It was just a baby, not even 1 year old, in a crib type of buggy. And the bus driver didn't help her, didn't tell her to go to the front door, nothing at all. He opened the doors, waited just a couple of seconds, closed the doors back again, and went directly forward without even waiting for her whatsoever.
The lady that was at the door with the baby buggy tried to knock on the bus driver's door, and people inside tried to tell him, but he just didn't care. He just went straight forward, and that's basically it. And some people might say, well, probably he didn't see people. You know, sometimes things happen. You didn't have a good vision on the corner. There's like dead ends where you can literally not see. However, they have very, very good and proper mirrors inside, and like cameras, proper cameras inside of the bus. So the camera actually shows what's happening right next to the door. So whenever someone comes to the central door, they can see what's happening, because they need to see when a person hops off already to close the door so that they wouldn't shut down people's foot or a bag or something. They need to know it. That's why they have cameras out there. So this wasn't an excuse. The excuse is that you just don't care. You just don't seem to care that there's people with buggies, people with small children, wheelchair, people who need an easier access. For some reason, they just do not care any longer. I know there's been a lot of change and shift in workers in this company, in the public transport, like bus service in the area. There's new people being trained almost every few days. For some reason, it's either they do not like the job, they do not stay there, or there's some kind of an issue inside. Might be. We don't know about it. But what we do know is that lack of proper schedule, not coming on time or coming too early, too late, simply not coming at all, do not helping the wheelchair, people who need the wheelchair access inside of the bus, do not help to get people with buggies and with small kids and babies who need to use these buggies, and there is no way of passing through the front door as it is. Happened to us even when our daughter was small. This was insane. Even back then, almost 11 years ago, this was also the case, although not as frequent as it is nowadays. Not sure what is going on, but we cannot hide this any longer, or we cannot stay without informing yourselves on what is going on. Let us know if during any of your trips in Benidorm you've seen something similar, and maybe by seeing your comments in this section, they will see that this is a real issue, and not even locals but also tourists start noticing it, and hopefully finally this will resolve and we will have a good, proper public transport that Benidorm and its surrounding area truly deserves. Thank you for accompanying us in today's video. We wish you a lovely day, and we'll see you here on the channel with a brand new video tomorrow. Tomorrow in the afternoon, we have the episode 2 of Benidorm Battle Series. We will be reviewing the restaurant with the most votes from the episode number 1, which was La Bahia restaurant. Stay tuned for more. Goodbye.